It's Logan Renee of the SoulKation Podcast, a place where you will learn how to shape your own success, how to get over situationships, and how to maximize your unique gifts. For more in-depth tools, head on over to loganrenee.com. I'm here with Joe Ortega, whose vision is to turn leaders into legends. He started his first business when he was 14 years old. Yes, I said 14 years old. He has helped small businesses, corporations, and startup companies gain success through branding, social media, marketing, and sales. He now coaches various speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. Joe, I would like to welcome you to SoulKation Podcast.
Thank you, Logan. It is a pleasure to be here, and I'm very grateful for you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and get started. What motivates a 14-year-old to start a business?
Well, the answer is really unique. And I can't really speak generally, like if 14-year-olds are watching this, what can I say to motivate you? Because my story is a little bit different. For me, it was the state of urgency. But before I go into that, I want to say this. I think people that start a business are motivated by two things. One, they are extremely inspired. Or two, they're like me, in a state of urgency. It's a must. If you don't do something extraordinary to bring extraordinary money into your life, you're going to end up somewhere where you don't want to be. So when I was 14, it was a must for me. I, grew up in the bad side of San Diego. Parents are awesome people, but we were just never financially stable. We always had barely any food in the fridge. I wore the same shoes for years, and I never had much. And when I was 14 years old, I started to surround myself with the bad people. I started to, sell drugs. I started to do drugs. I started to do bad things. And it was a moment of just saying, you know what? I don't want to go down this path. I want to go work a job. So I remember this day, I go to my mom and go, I know you know some people that have some businesses, or I know you worked before. Can I work with you? Can I work at a job? Can I figure a way to, make my own money? And she's like, Joe, you're 14 years old. You're too young. I don't think you're even legal to work. And, she was true, because I think the legal age now is 15 or 16.
Yeah.
But at that time I was just too young. And so I told myself, I need to do something, because I want more. I envy all my friends that have more than us. I'm jealous of people that have their own bed. I'm jealous of people that can eat dinner every night, because, I really wanted that. So what motivated me was, it was a must. I looked at my closet. I go, I think kids at my school will buy my clothes. I had some really cool stuff that I saved up some money that I had from birthdays. I bought some really cool clothes. I sold them, and I sold them for a total of $33. I sold a hat, I sold a shirt, and I was like, okay, there has to be a way where I could continue to sell clothes and continue to make more money. The short story is, I designed a logo that a friend thought was really cool, and I went to a Family Mart. Do you know what that is?
I do not know.
It's like a community center where it's like an indoor swap meet, and they print T-shirts there, and they sell really cheap clothes and sometimes wholesale.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, you should. And I went there with my design on a piece of paper that I drew out, and the gentleman was super nice. He actually took that design, made it a logo, and printed it on the T-shirt. And that T-shirt was my first logo. It was Elite Kings Clothing was a brand, and it said "Clean Never Dirty." It was just like a little slogan that me and my friends made up. And I sold that shirt for $50. I go to school the next day wearing it, and I had an extra shirt because my intention was to sell it. And I persuaded one kid to buy it for $50. I go, man, this is an exclusive shirt. Everyone's going to be wearing it one day. You're going to be the first kid. He was like, man, I want to buy it. How much is it? I go, it's $50. And he's like, okay, here's $50. Wow. And since then, it was a ripple effect. And I'm very, very grateful that, I shifted mindsets of, I could have been in a completely different environment right now. I could have been in a very, very low point in my life if I did not think differently of how can I make money at that age.
So what was a lesson that you learned at that low point?
Well, that wasn't necessarily my lowest point, but when I was that age, I learned that I learned that anything is really possible. I learned that if you have the right intentions to do something, it's going to happen, right? Because I didn't say I want to go make money so I could buy drugs. I said I want to go make money so I could eat, right? So I could help my family, so I could, buy new clothes because I get made fun of for wearing the same shoes that I wore for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So, at that age, I learned that anything is possible if you have the right intentions.
I love that.
Thank you.
When I met you at the networking event, the training event, you said something that I was like, I just smiled when you said it, but you said, I'm worth all the success I am seeking.
Okay. So I'm a really big believer in self-worth. And the reason why is, going back to my story, I started with literally nothing, but I always believed in myself and people around me believed in me. And when you truly understand your self-worth and you understand that you have the permission to go after all the success you want. And a lot of people, they go, I have this big idea or I have a lot of ambition, but I don't know if I'm even worthy enough of receiving success. And what I can say to these people, if you're watching this or if you're watching and hearing this, and you're someone that has a ton of ideas, maybe you know how to do it, but something's holding you back because you can't seem to go past the idea that you could even achieve success, because probably you don't come from great beginnings. Maybe you have no money. Maybe you come from a broken family. Maybe you tried business, but you failed. And maybe you have all these limited excuses. But I want to say this. If you could just vision it, and if you could see it happening, that's very valuable.
Yeah.
And if you could believe in yourself, that's worth more than any dollar amount you could have in your bank. And I'm a big believer that the moment that you believe in yourself, the moment that you accept your self-worth, not only are you worthy to get success, but success is going to come running to your door. Opportunity will come running towards you, but you have to be in the right shoes at the right time. And it's not being at the right place at the right time. It's being in the right mindset of accepting that you're worth whatever success that's going to happen to you.
So if you could recommend one thing that we can do every single day to remind us of our worth, something that you do?
Well, one thing I do is just, it's so simple. I just say what I'm grateful for in the shower. I go in the shower, I make sure it's hot, I make sure I feel good. And I just go, I am grateful for today. I'm grateful for that I'm awake. And I just start to say all my accomplishments, because no one's going to remind you what you accomplished. If you don't remind yourself, then you forget. And it could be any accomplishments, anything. It doesn't need to be, financially. It could be anything. But in order to just remind yourself about your self-worth, or to be in that mindset, you just got to talk about yourself. Talk about the great things about you, not the bad stuff, not the things that you think you failed on, but the good things about you. And that's building momentum. And everyone's different. Everyone has, different things they do in the morning. For me, it's the basics. It's the basics that makes the biggest impact.
I love that. I know that you're a coach. So what is it that you receive while coaching other people? Because you coach a variety of different people, different ages, different ethnicities, I'm sure. So What is it that you receive when you're coaching them?
Man, it is, I'll say this. Every time I'm in a coaching session, I intentionally make it for my clients, but it's crazy because it's just a reminder of what I need to do. And I'm a big believer, when you teach, you learn.
Yeah.
And so one thing I receive from my clients is, when I give them advice and they do it and it works, it's just like what I receive is just the value that I bring and the impact. Because it doesn't matter, you could go on stage and motivate people, but if you don't make impact in someone's life, you're never going to receive that impact. But when you coach people and they go, Joe, man, I don't know what it is, but I think God brought you to my life because I just got a client from the simple thing you told me that I had no idea of. And I just landed my first client. I'm like, let's land your 100th client. Let's keep going. And it's just like, what's this word I'm looking for? Not the word reminder, but it's validating your worth.
Yeah.
Right? Because you could think what your worth is, but if someone else validates it, man, it is a high that you can't get anywhere else.
I love it. When I was reading about you, you stated that you built your success through thoughtfulness. And I just
Yes.
started a 66-day challenge with the SoulKation community because I told them I want to become more aware, more present, more conscious. So I love that you've built your success through that. So can you talk us through what you meant by that when you stated that?
So what I mean by thoughtfulness is really being present. I've been through so much. I've experienced a lot. I've worked with hundreds of people. And one thing that I learned throughout every part of my career is you have to be thoughtful. You have to be present. And you really have to be present because there's sometimes where we're in meetings and it's a long meeting and your mind just goes elsewhere and you're not really presently there and you're not able to maximize that opportunity. So what I mean by being thoughtful is if you and I are having this conversation right now, all I'm thinking about is you. All I'm thinking about is what I'm going to do to impact this phone meeting. That's me being presently there. It's me being thoughtful that, hey, we're here. This moment is you and I. It's us. There's no one else matters. Nothing in the world matters. It's just you and I. When I'm with a client, nothing in the world matters. I have to be thoughtful in order to get results. I have to be present. I have to actually think. And I have to only think about that one thing. I have to hyper focus because if I don't maximize that opportunity. My mentor, his name is Edward Cox. He coaches me. He's my coach. He's probably one of the most very highly successful people based off the element of being thoughtful. Because what I learned from him is every conversation I have with him, and this guy's a very successful CEO of a huge company, but when I have a conversation with him, it's really about us. No one else, if he gets a phone call, he doesn't take it. If someone runs into the office, he tells him to leave. It's us. And I just feel the progressive presence of him. And that's what I learned and what I apply in my life.
I love that. And I love that you can see that, because it's something that we can tell people that we do, but when you actually, you're there and you see him, ignoring other distractions, that's a beautiful thing to witness.
It is. And I think that's what could create more success in different businesses is if you share the core values of thoughtfulness. Like imagine this. Imagine at a restaurant, right? A lot of people that work at restaurants, they get distracted. Cashiers, they get distracted and that's what creates delay in food and a bunch of stuff. But if they understand that you have to be presently there with every customer, imagine the customer experience transformation will be completely different. At the DMV, at certain businesses where there's a lot of people, if people just understand that being thoughtful will create more success, business in this world will be completely different.
I love that. Can you share any, besides your affirmations and reminders that you do in the shower, is there anything else that you do throughout the day to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself content, keep yourself joy-filled?
I'm a little odd, and I like to go live. Okay. And I go live on Facebook, not to build my brand, although it is building my brand. But I go live, and every topic I go live on, it's things that I need to remind myself to do. It's things that I need to be it reminds me to be grounded. Mm. So what I do is I go live or I post. A lot of people go, Joe, I didn't even know you're a marketer. You should post more marketing. I go, no, I'm an entrepreneur. I post things that remind me. I use social media as a resource, yes, to connect with others, but I really use it as a tool to keep me grounded. Mm. And it's a place where I look at my timeline and I read, and every post is just tools for me to be grounded. So aside from my morning affirmations in my shower, I use social media for everything, to get clients, to keep me grounded, to build my brand. It's literally my universal platform.
I love it. So last question, what are you looking to do next and how can I support you with that?
Well, I'm building up my businesses, which is my agency. I'm building my entrepreneur mastermind. But I had a change in my life recently with my mom going back to the hospital and being at a point where she could pass away today, or she could be in a worse condition and still live. That's where she is. I had a vision as I was going to the hospital that I'm going to create a foundation. I'm going to call it the Joe Foundation, J-O for Joe Ortega. And I'm going to build this foundation for people that suffer families that suffer from members that have diabetes and stuff like that, because that's what my mom has. Yeah. And growing up, things could have been differently if we just had support. And I know there's thousands of family members out there going through the same thing, and they don't have support. And what I'm going to do next, and this is me manifesting it because I literally just thought of this idea a couple hours ago. That's my next thing, is I'm going to build a nonprofit, and I will make an impact in people's lives that are suffering from family members with diabetes, family members that are close to passing away. If they could just get support, things could be differently. Yeah. And that's going to be my next project.
I adore that. I think that is absolutely amazing.
I appreciate that.
Definitely. And if I come in contact with anybody that's looking to do the same thing, I will definitely connect both of you all.
Thank you so much. You are definitely a blessing. And just me being a part of your platform here is helping. And I truly appreciate the invitation and the interview.
Of course. I was like, he's deep. I need him on the podcast. If this is going to be a SoulKation, he has to be a part of it. So I'm going to do some rapid soul questions to end our interview. Just quick one-word answers, whatever comes to your mind first.
Sure.
Okay. Who is one person that you admire?
Tony Robbins.
I love it. The last song you listened to?
Kendrick Lamar with Mary J. Blige. It's Now or Never.
Nice. What is your favorite season of the 4?
Winter.
Wow. What is one product that you must use every single day?
Pomade.
If you could go to dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Grant Cardone.
Wow. What's one book you believe everyone should read, entrepreneur or not?
Think and Grow Rich.
I love it. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you, Logan. It's been an honor. I'm truly, truly grateful for you. And if there's anything I could do to help make what you do even greater, let's definitely talk about it.
Thank you so much. And we'll talk very soon.
Okay. Cheers.
Have a good one. My hope is that your soul just went on a vacay and you have tools that you can apply to your life today. I love your feedback, so make sure you subscribe and email your questions by clicking on the link in the show notes. I'll talk to you soon.